Assalamu alaikum. I'm Mashrufa Hussain, welcoming you to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre.
And I'm Nafis Imtiazuddin. You've just heard the headlines. We present details of those and other stories. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina expressed her firm conviction that Bangabandhu Satellite 1 would play a pivotal role in the overall development of the country, opening up new opportunities for the learners of the new generation. The Prime Minister was addressing a function at the Bangabandhu International Conference Centre in the capital today, organized for celebrating the successful launch of the Bangabandhu Satellite 1 and inauguration of ground stations at Ghazipur and Bedburia. Sheikh Hasina said the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, had laid the foundation stone of the country's first satellite station at Bedburia in Rangamati. But after his brutal death, space technology didn't get due importance and couldn't flourish. The Premier said her government had attached importance to development of the entire country. The government is trying to create a democratic atmosphere and ensure the rights of the people to food and franchise. In a speech, the Prime Minister urged everyone to help continue the ongoing development of the country and execution of the rest of the plans of the government in socio-economic areas for further advancement of the nation. With Post, Telecommunications and ICT Minister Mustafa Jabbar in the chair, the function was also addressed by Finance Minister Abul Mal Abdul Muhit. Information Minister Hassanul Haq Inu, Advisor on ICT Affairs to the Prime Minister Shoji Wajid Joy, and State Minister for ICT Junaid Ahmed Poluk. Later, the Prime Minister inaugurated the 2 ground stations for Bangabandhu Satellite 1 through video conferencing with the officials of Ghazipur and Rangamati districts, talked to the engineers of the stations. The ground stations have been named after ICT advisor Shoji Wajid in recognition of his contribution to the successful launch of Bangabandhu Satellite 1 and development of space and digital technology in Bangladesh. She also released commemorative stamps issued by the Postal Department on the occasion. Prime Minister's ICT Affairs Advisor Shoji Wajid Joy has said the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's name appeared inevitable as the Bangabandhu satellite inscribed in orbit. He said this at the function at BICC today, organized to celebrate the launch of Bangabandhu Satellite 1 and inauguration of the ground stations at Ghazipur and Bedburia. Shoji Wajid Joy expressed his delight that the country's ever satellite had cost less than the budgetary allocation, and the entire amount had been spent from the national exchequer, while the mission was completed within the stipulated time frame. The Premier's advisor, who led the national team for overseeing the manufacture and launch of the satellite, also spoke on its different technical aspects. He said the incumbent government planned to reach the internet connections to every nook and corner of the country, while the Bangabandhu satellite would help connect remote islands within the next 2 weeks, which had been inaccessible for broadband connections.
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina described the 21st August grenade attack as a big conspiracy of the BNP and said Awami League that had arranged a rally against terrorism became a victim of the terrorist acts. The Prime Minister said this while distributing cheques of financial assistance to the families of those who were killed and injured by the 21st August deadliest grenade attacks at a peace rally of Awami League in the capital in 2014. Sheikh Hasina said BNP does not know healthy politics. Rather, BNP leaders only know terrorism, militancy and corruption. The Prime Minister said she does not have any doubt that BNP Jamaat activities are always involved in terrorist and militant activities. Referring to vandalism and torching in the name of movement in 2013, she said BNP Jamaat Nexus burnt the people to death put arson at buses, trains and launches and destroyed properties of the country. Again, to foil the national election in 2014, they killed innocent people and carried out terrorist acts across the country, she added. Sheikh Hasina said BNP leadership had made very much clear in various speeches about their involvement in the 21st August grenade attack. They had also threatened that she could never be Prime Minister and even the leader of the opposition in future. The Prime Minister called upon families of those who were killed and injured in the 21st August grenade attack and leaders and workers of grassroots Awami League to further strengthen the organization. Later, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina handed over checks of financial assistance as saving certificates amongst 25 people, including families of those who were killed and injured at the 21st August grenade attack. The month of mourning begins tomorrow for the nation to recall once again the most brutal killing in its history and renew the pledge to safeguard perpetually the country's independence and sovereignty. The killing of father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and most of his family members on the fateful night of August 15, 1975 is the ugliest chapter of the nation's history. The self-confessed killers of August 15 did not assassinate Bangabandhu alone, but also killed 16 other members of his family, friends and relatives. Those include his wife, Begum Fazilatul Nisa Mujib, sons, Sheikh Kamal, Sheikh Jamal and Sheikh Russell, daughters-in-law, Sultana Kamal and Rosie Jamal, brother, Sheikh Nasser, brother-in-law, Abdul Rob Sereniabad, nephew, Sheikh Fazlul Haq Moni, his wife, Arzu Moni and Colonel Jamil. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the eldest daughter of Bangabandhu, escaped the planned assassination along with his sister Sheikh Rehana as they were staying overseas then. The killing of Bangabandhu, the greatest son of the soil in 1,000 years, descended a fall of gloom and spread a sense of deep sadness amongst the people in the country and across the globe. The world protested and condemned the killing, saying it is an irreparable loss to millions of people of Bangladesh. The vested quarter who assassinated Bangabandhu in 1975 also tried to destroy Awami League by killing its president, Sheikh Hasina, with grenades at an anti-terrorism rally at Bangabandhu Avenue in the capital on August 21st in 2004. Sheikh Hasina narrowly escaped and 24 of her party men, including Awami League's Women Affairs Secretary, Ivy Rahman, were killed and 500 others injured. Like the previous years, different political and socio-cultural and like-minded organizations, including ruling Awami League and its associate bodies, have chalked out month-long programs beginning tomorrow. This year, the nation will observe the National Mourning Day and the 43rd anniversary of martyrdom of Father of the Nation.
A delegation of the Information Ministry, led by State Minister for Information, Tarana Halim, met with Jatiyo Shongshud Speaker Dr. Shirin Shaimin Chaudhry at her office in the capital today. During the meeting, the State Minister informed the Speaker about the activities of Parliament TV, which operates in cooperation with BTV. They also discussed ways and means of improving the quality of Parliament TV. The Speaker suggested outsourcing some of the spare time to attract better programs. Tarana Halim assured the Speaker that this would be done. Chief Whip ASM Firoz, Senior Secretary of the Parliament Secretariat, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Rob Hauladar, Information Secretary Abdul Malik, Director General of Bangladesh Television, SM Harun al-Rashid, and senior officials of the Information Ministry and the Parliament Secretariat were present on the occasion. Awami League General Secretary Ubaidul Qadir said there is no alternative to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for the country's development. Replying to a query about BNP's criticism of city corporation elections, he said BNP had taken part in the city corporation elections with a view to making it questionable and controversial. Ubaidul Qadir said this to journalists at a press conference at the Dhanmondi office in the capital today. Awami League Joint General Secretaries Mahbubul Alam Hanif and Jahangir Kobir Nanok, Publicist and Publication Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmood, Office Secretary Dr. Abdul Subhan Kolap, and Organising Secretaries AFM Bahaduddin Nasim and Enamul Haq Shamim, among others, were present on the occasion. Ubaidul Qadir said the next general election will be held in time following the Constitution BNP's participation depended solely on their own decisions.
Japan is interested to take skilled Bangladeshi manpower for its textile sector. In this regard, the country will take necessary initiatives to increase trade with Bangladesh. Commerce Minister Tofal Ahmed told this to newsmen after exchanging views with visiting Japanese House of Councillors member Hiroshi Yamada at the Secretariat today. Japanese Ambassador to Bangladesh Hiroyasu Izumi and Commerce Secretary Shubhashish Basu were present. The Commerce Minister said Japan has allowed Bangladesh quota and duty-free export facilities in all items except arms and hand gloves. Tofal Ahmed said the Japanese House of Councillor member Hiroshi Yamada told him that Japan will continue allowing such trade facilities even when Bangladesh graduates to developing country from LDC status. Health and Family Welfare Minister Mohammad Naseem has said that the government will bear all the expenses of treatment of the students injured in the airport road accident. He said this during an agreement signing ceremony with China at the Secretariat today. Under the agreement, Chinese government will supply different kinds of medical equipment to Bangladesh. State Minister for Health Zahid Malik, Additional Director General of Health Directorate Professor Inayatullah Rahman and Chinese Ambassador to Bangladesh Zhang Zhu, amongst others, were present on the occasion. Mohammad Naseem said Chinese government have already handed over 39 kinds of medical equipment which was distributed amongst different hospitals in Bangladesh. He described the airport road accident as highly untoward and regrettable.
And now international news. US President Donald Trump has offered to meet Iran's leaders with no preconditions and anytime they want. Trump's conciliatory approach comes after he and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani had traded hostile warnings earlier this month. In May, the US left the deal which curbed Iran's nuclear activities in return for the lifting of international sanctions. Washington is preparing to reimpose sanctions on Tehran within days, despite objections from the United Kingdom, France, China, Russia and Germany, which are signatories to the 2015 agreement. North Korea appears to be building new ballistic missiles, despite recent warming of ties with the Trump administration. Unnamed US officials told the Washington Post that spy satellites had spotted continuing activity at a site that had produced ballistic missiles. Reuters news agency quotes an official as saying it is unclear how far the work had gone. President Donald Trump had met North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in June. More than 500 hikers stranded on a mountain on the Indonesian island of Lombok after an earthquake have been safely evacuated. The 6.4 magnitude quake on Sunday triggered landslides around Mount Rinjani, cutting off escape routes. Most of the hikers and guides were able to walk down after a safe route was found for them, but some had to be flown out by helicopter. At least 16 people were killed in the quake and more than 330 injured. The U.S. Transport Security Administration, TSA, is facing criticism for secretly tracking Americans on flights. The Quiet Skies program reportedly uses an unknown algorithm to flag flyers without any criminal record for surveillance on domestic flights. Under Quiet Skies, federal air marshals have been shadowing travelers on their flights and reporting any suspicious behavior to TSA. TSA denies any racial profiling and said it is a practical method. The program is a practical method of keeping another act of terrorism from occurring at 30,000 feet, the agency said to the BBC in a statement.
The Public Administration Ministry has chalked out a month-long program in observance of the 43rd martyrdom anniversary of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and National Mourning Day. The program will commence with wearing of black badges by all officers and employees of the ministry from tomorrow. The program was finalized at a meeting held at the Secretariat today with State Minister for Public Administration, Ismat Ara Sadiq, in the chair. The program includes hoisting of national flag at half-mast, paying tribute to the portrait of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, on National Mourning Day. Blood donation, essay writing and painting competition, Milad and Dua Mahfil and discussion meetings. The ministry also instructed all the deputy commissioners to chalk out such programs in line with the ministry to observe the National Mourning Day. The World Breastfeeding Week observed across the country as elsewhere in the world from tomorrow to create mass awareness of the beneficial aspects of breastfeeding. The theme of this year's World Breastfeeding Week is Breastfeeding Foundation for Life, recognition of the importance of breastfeeding to a baby's future. State Minister for Health and Family Welfare Zahid Malik said this while addressing a press briefing on the occasion at the Secretariat today. Zahid Malik said breast milk has extraordinary advantages, and during the initial months of life, breastfeeding has a positive impact on a child's survival and normal growth. This week is an opportunity to create awareness amongst the countrymen to inspire the mothers to feed their children with breast milk, he added. To mark the week, the Health Ministry, Directorate of Family Planning Community Clinics, Institute of Public Health and Nutrition and Bangladesh Breastfeeding Foundation have chalked out elaborate programs. Marico Bangladesh company handed over to the fixed part from its last year's profit to Labour Welfare Foundation's fund. The Chief Finance Officer of the company, Ilyas Ahmed, handed over a cheque worth 1,18,09,184 taka to the State Minister of Labour and Employment, Mujibul Haq Chunno. Later, Ministry of Labour and Employment signed an agreement with Rupali Bank, Show Cash mobile banking service, to disburse grants from Bangladesh Labour Welfare Foundation for labourers. Director General of Bangladesh Labour Welfare Foundation, Anisul Awal, Deputy Managing Director of Rupali Bank, M. Jahangir Alam, and Chief Executive Officer of Show Cash, Dr. Shahadat Khan, signed the agreement at the Secretariat today. State Minister Mujibul Haq was present. Bangladesh Bank has unveiled the first half-year monetary policy statement, MPS, focusing on continuation of required support for attaining targeted GDP growth and restraining the inflation. Bangladesh Bank Governor Fazle Kabir announced the MPS for July-December 2018 at a press briefing today. In the MPS, the central bank supported the move by bank owners to set the single-digit interest rate in bank loans, but it found the huge default loans as the main obstacle to achieve its sustainability. The MPS set the internal credit growth target at 15.9% in 2018-2019 fiscal against existing growth of 14.6% in the last fiscal. Of this, the public sector credit growth has targeted to be 10.4% and private sector at 16.8%.
Awami League Subcommittee on Trade and Commerce Affairs has accorded reception to Awami League Advisory Committee member and former FBCCI President Ghazi Akramuddin Ahmed on being elected as International Director of Lions Club International. The reception party was arranged at a city club yesterday. Among others, former lawmaker Abdus Sattar and different business leaders were present. And now news from the world of sport. Bangladesh face Windies in the first T20 of the three-match series at St. Kitts tomorrow morning. The match will start at 6:30 a.m. Bangladesh Standard Time. Bangladesh Television will bring you the match live. The Tigers won the ODI series 2-1 against the Caribbeans after 9 years interval abroad in this tour. Earlier, Bangladesh and the Windies played a total of 6 T20 matches against each other. The Tigers won 2 matches, while the Caribbeans won 3, and 1 match had to be postponed due to rain. And now, before we end the news, let's take a look at what's making the headlines here. Bangabandhu satellite to play effective role in socio-economic development, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, inaugurating the satellite ground stations. None can wipe off Bangabandhu's name as satellite is taken into space, says Shojib Wajid Joy. August, the month of mourning, starts tomorrow. Month-long program chalked out. Decision to participate in elections is BNP's own, says Obaidul Qadir. US ready for dialogue with Iran anytime with no preconditions, says President Donald Trump. And Bangladesh Windies T20 series starts tomorrow. First match at 6:30 in the morning, Bangladesh time. BTV will bring you that match live.
And that's all.